What really got me, though, was that there were a number of people, including professing Christians, who were saying that the issue I was engaging him on was not something that we should be doing. In fact, I had these screen captures I was going to show you of different people at different points who were likening this to foolish talk. There were people who were saying that the Apostle Paul said not to engage in foolish controversies. And it's certainly true. Paul said, don't engage in foolish controversies. But anybody who thinks that talking about who God is a foolish controversy hasn't spent 5 minutes reading the Bible or seriously, considering the momentous nature of this question. Right? The topic of who God is, the identity of God, the object of our worship, right? The one to whom all of our devotion is to be directed, all of our service is to be rendered, to pretend that what we think about him is a foolish issue to even engage ourselves in. It makes me wonder, what in the world should we be occupying our attention with, if not this question? If that question isn't really something we ought to concern ourselves with, then nothing is, right? Everything is chaos and old night, and we might as well never get out of bed. But the other thing was, there were a number of Christians who were saying that the Trinity is not an essential, right? Whether a person believes in the true God, what a person believes about Christ, this is not essential. As long as a person says, I believe in Jesus, then all is hunky-dory. Again, anybody who thinks this hasn't spent 5 minutes in the Bible. When you read the Old Testament, first of all, says that the first commandment of the Decalogue, right, the 10 commandments in Exodus 20, and its republication in Deuteronomy 5, the first commandment is, you shall have no other God before me. Okay, negatively, that means that you're not to believe in some other God. Positively, it means you are to believe in the true God. Moreover, when you look at the entire Torah and ask, what is the chief commandment of all, the commandment on which all the laws hang, and this is, of course, affirmed by the Lord Jesus in the New Testament. He said that the first and greatest commandment is to hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, right? The famous Shema Yisrael, Yehovah, Eloheinu, Yehovah, Echad. And we are to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, with all of our mind, with all of our soul, and with all of our strength. That's the first and greatest commandment. Moreover, God in the law explicitly condemns the worship of any other God. In Deuteronomy 13, he in fact states that those who go and worship other gods among the Israelites and seek to persuade their fellow Israelites to join them in their abominations, such a person is to be put to death. Okay? So according to the theocratic law of Old Covenant Israel, that law that applied to Israel as God's holy nation, those people among whom God dwelt, right? God's presence was among them, and so they were to be a holy people. It was a capital offense not to worship Jehovah, but rather to worship another God and to proselytize in the name of that God. In addition, the Old Testament condemns the worship of Baal, of Dagon, of Chemosh, of Molech. Numerous false gods are mentioned, Asherah, right? All of these deities that were worshipped by the pagans are condemned.